Start recording. This is round 4 of the Swiss 2020 World Championships for Shards of Infinity, and unfortunately I have to match up against one of my best friends, Tvstevie here, and we're both 2-1, and we're apparently cutting to top 4, not top 8. So I have to actually win this game. There's a lot more on the line than I thought there was. And this is a good opening row for decision making. We'll see what he grabs here. If he has a 5 split and takes the Shadow Apostle and the Corvus Legionary, I'm going to be very, very sad. I have every card memorized. I can normally name all their stuff. Now, however, if you say, the one with this artwork on it, I have no idea what you mean. I don't actually engage with games via artwork. I engage with games via mechanics. If you say the one that draws this many and does this thing, I'm with you. Oh, that's a brutal flip. I had all of my stuff planned out. I'm glad he went for the Data Heretic instead of the Corvus. But there is no way I can leave a Genesis Druid and not take my copy card. Copy is just absolutely critical to so many strategies. Oh my gosh. Somehow the Corvus is still on the table? I don't know what's going on here. That's my favorite card. Why is it still on the table? Opening round Corvus tends to be such a powerful start. You save a little damage here, you save a little damage here, you save a little damage here. It keeps you alive a lot more than you'd think it would. It's way more than a lot of these little tiny heal every time you play them cards. There's nothing particularly exciting to do with this. So I have to decide, do I want 2 mastery? Do I want an extra little boost of power? What's he got going on over there? He's just deck shaping and deck shaping. I think I will play it on the long-term safe side and take a little bit of extra mastery. I really want that Shadebound Sentry, but there's almost no way he leaves it for me. Moment of truth. What's he gonna buy this turn? Alrighty. I'm not sure how I feel about this, so let me relook over his deck. He'd fast played a Shard Abstractor. He's building up a mix of economy here. Economy and deck then and draw, those are all good things. So the thing he needs most in the world is a shield to stuff into this thin deck with economy, buy himself enough time to do something. What I most want is the Shadebound Sentry because it sets up big plays consistently. I think between these two, I have to take away the more dangerous card rather than go for what I really want. If he starts setting up some big plays, bravo to him. But if his deck size gets too small, and with all that draw inflation, he won't be able to take good use of the Shadebound Sentry other than adding the card to his deck rather than fast playing it for real. Buy and return versus the other thing. It's an interesting arc to the start of this game. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like I have the advantage. But deck shaping is really fun, and he has gotten to play that Apostle a fair few times already. I think he's burned 3 cards so far. Ooh, another shield card. Okay. So I'm back to the same decision land. I love the shield and kill constructs or champions or whatever they're called, but I am not as afraid of a little shield with a draw on it. His deck has too much draw to do a lot of things with it. I don't have any champions I'm particularly worried about, and there are even quite a few champions in this game I'd like him to kill. He's going to get a Draconiria straight to play. That's going to be a lot of damage. Okay, he apparently decided he wanted full life instead. Now he's going to take another Numeri unless he's got more in there. Okay. No Draconiris for him, which means Draconiris for me instead. I really think he should have taken it. He had it. I guess he didn't know what his draw would be off of the Shardwood. No, he had another gem in his hand there at the end. So my options are to double play the Umbral and thin my own deck a little, or double play the Command Seer and take Draconarius away, put it straight in play. And that's the card that sets up all of his stuff, and if I don't take it, I can't kill any of his stuff. So now, speaking of that, longevity versus kill, what do I do with these guys? Let's get rid of one. He has no way to return it. It's a nice, just after a shuffle, give him a longer time without it. We're playing a bit of an arc to this game. We're not going for a super rush. I feel bad that one of us is almost certainly walking away after this. Let me check the standings page. How many people? We have 2 undefeated, so they're both guaranteed in. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 with 2-1 records, so 2 of them will win a game, and then there won't be any tiebreaker. It'll literally be do or die. It's a lot of pressure. It is a lot of pressure. Alright, lots of things I can do with this hand. He's got the lead on me mastery-wise. I've got the return things to my hand. But I only have 7 to work with, so banishing one of these things doesn't do me a lot. With the fast play, the shield's pretty useful. Is he even actually building a burn in any way? He's not building a burn in any way until longer, much later in the game. I need to take this away. That's a critical card for him. After that's done, I probably need to have a way to deal with his stuff. Speaking of his stuff, he gets a guaranteed extra 2 money if I don't kill this. Now he has to draw it, shuffle. Maybe it won't go well for him. I think that's a good use of 5 power. The Numeri are very efficient for what they are. Extra buying power, and you give your opponents that awful, do you want to waste 5 critical resources just to slow me down a little? Or do you risk it exploding in your face? It slows the game down every time a Numeri drone comes into play, unless you choose to just ignore it and keep hitting them. I primarily bought this Thorn Zealot because it's my solution to not ignoring it, but also not investing resources in it. He's got that big Wraith champion as well. Having that guy will be very, very useful for my deck. Got the Shadebound Sentry, and there are several very nice mercenaries here I'd like to return to my hand. Depending upon what I draw, I might even have enough money. Oh no, I could only get at most 1 more. I could only get at most 4 money. No, that's fine. Yeah, 4 money, I can nil Assassin, and I can copy my Shadebound, get the nil, and the Aether Breaker I already have. I also could take the Umbral Scourge and the Aether Breaker. Almost certainly copying Shadebound Sentry is the way for me to go on this hand. My next hand's going to be total trash. Absolutely trash. If I were him, I'd buy the Cryptophist Monk. He's thinking about it. He's thinking really hard on which one to buy. He needs this. His deck is banishing fast. The arc is long. He's ahead on the mastery game. He's got some... Yeah, he went for it. He's got some long-term stuff going on. That is by far the better purchase for him. Alright, let's see how much money I ended up with. I need to go for the counter to what he just did, which is hit him hard, hit him harder. 3 power from that, and 5 power from that. It's an 8 power copy effect. I would like to throw that in there because it's both good for him and good for me. And now I have some trash. Actually, getting that Nil Assassin as my very final card was as good as it could be. Now I'm ready for that Shadebound Sentry play again, and I get an extra 5 power and a hit. It's gonna be good. Oh, we're enjoying it, Glover. We're definitely enjoying it. I'm a little tense here. I don't like that I have to knock out Steve. Did I just say that out loud? I mean, I don't like that one of me or Steve is getting knocked out here. I would put the odds on me right now. He does have a really nice deck synergy. He's got some stuff going on. But I think overall my return and copy mastery junk is just really powerful. Well, that's nothing. So I'm just doing this. Gotta get his consistent damage off the field. The rest of his stuff, he's welcome to Root of the Forest. Oh, Root of the Forest. I can't kill both of them. He could have that. He's got decent odds of the Crypto Fist in his hand, so it might be wasted power just to not kill one anyway. I'm going to kill one and hope Crypto Fist is in his hand. It wasn't, so I made a mistake. Now let's hope he draws it. He has so much draw and so few cards. 1, 2, 3 draws, 4 draws, and 3 cards left in deck. He's going to draw through the Crypto Fist. But since I gambled that he already had it in hand, I lost that gamble. He got the effect of it for 5 anyway. But the really bad thing is he's going to be able to get Root of the Forest. And Root of the Forest is kind of my coup de grace for this game. Regardless, I can use Ominous here. So I guess he doesn't have any really great options. If he takes Root, I take Ominous. Does he fast play Root and stay alive, or does he add it to his deck and try to use it? I think the correct move for him is to fast play the Root. Get the 10 and 10. Curve that arc towards the conclusion while he's got some champion advantage over me. I really need this mining drone to draw me the Draconarius. But if it draws me, say, a Shard Reactor, I can do a ton with that. I already have every faction in hand. So if I draw a Shard Reactor with the mining drones, I will have enough to fast play Ominous and then copy it. That'll only put me to 17, not quite the 20 for an extra free copy. But it's still really good. Alright, he was worried about Ominous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 gems in my natural hand here. So, can I draw a 7th? Can I draw a 7th? I turned that water off, and now the cats are swarming me, staring at me angrily like, hey, turn my water back on. I wonder if I can just move it further away from where it was. Maybe if it's on the clear other side of the room, it'll be less of a pickup on the microphone. I feel like this microphone picks up everything, though. Well, that was a lot of stuff you just did, Steve. The fact that you got the Cryptophist, or the Ominous to do his thing. Alright, what do we got to work with? Ooh. Okay. So I can't get to 7 off of this hand unless I risk drawing a Shard Reactor and only a Shard Reactor out of 9 cards. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to play for a more stable push. And of these things that I can return to my hand, the one that does actual damage is probably the best. So let's get the Nil Assassin. Let's copy the return and get rid of some crystals, because it's all about the how fast does this game conclude. What Wraith things can he get? Nothing that particularly scares me. Does the thing remind me whether he played Cryptofist last round? I have no idea if I can read all of that. So here was his last turn. Did he draw the Cryptofist? He did not draw the Cryptofist, so he guaranteed has an 8 shield. So I can put 10 into it and deal nothing to him, or I can just go over the top and definitely deal 9. I'll just definitely deal 9. We'll get the champion kills with the Thorn Zealot. This is going to conclude real fast for those watching. The arc on this game is going to collapse. It's going to be brutal. The Root of the Forest could very easily be the absolute end of this for me. He has decent odds that he has enough money now. And taking out his money a little would have done very, very little. I mean, if he gets it by exact change, maybe I made a mistake. But I figure he'll be over the mark because of Kiln Drone. What I'm hoping is he doesn't have another Undergrowth so he can't get the power out of it. Actually, I guess what I'm hoping is that he already has the Shard Wood Guardian in his hand, and he's about to play that just to try to draw the runes to play the Root of the Forest, and hopefully he doesn't draw the runes and doesn't get to do the 10 and 10. He'd miss out on the 6 Unify regardless. But I'm in the land of just hoping. I think this game overall is in the... Ooh. My last hand I would have said this game is in the 50-50 land. Now that I'm looking at it here, I would say this game is in the 75% in favor of Steve. And now, has he done his return already? He hasn't done his return, so he's going to activate the Godslayer, God Killer. He got 2 extra out of the Wraith there. Then he returns it and deals an extra 2 with it. He can't pick up the extra, but that 10 life means all the difference in the world. Absolutely all the difference. Because my next hand is mostly junk. So I need to neutralize, you heard me, neutralize his power. And the God Killer is definitely power. So let's get rid of that 5. I don't think I care if he does any of that stuff. I definitely don't care if he does any of that. So I will just take myself to 10. I won't flip any fancy mercenaries for him. And I will take away another power generator because I need to survive 2 turns. And I don't think my deck can survive 2 turns. I've got a 5 and a 3 shield that I can get in my next hand, but I think he's got me not this turn, but the next one. The odds are now 80% in his favor. Stupid Root of the Forest. Stupid Lashai Knight. Alright, that's an extra 6 damage. I'm now feeling 95% confident that I'm out of the Shards Championship. But that does mean I get to go drive over to a publisher's house and do a prototype test with them. That'll be nice. look on the bright side, right? It's also nice when one of the publishers has a important person that lives close enough to me that I can still do the approaching publishers and pitching games in person, even though we're in Columbus and not Indianapolis. I'll take what I can get. I feel pretty good about it. I don't feel nearly as good about this game. I need to get both shields in my next hand, and the ability to manipulate that is very low. In fact, here I have an interesting conundrum. I can totally buy the Giga, return it with the Corvus, and draw a card, but what if I draw one of my critical shields? What if I draw my Shadebound Sentry? What if I draw some junk? I think I have to gamble at this point. Hey look! One of my shields! Dang it. I mean, I did gain 3 life here, so I guess it all works out. I gained the 3 life now instead of having the 3 shield later. He could put this Evocatus straight into play. Can I survive his next turn? So his next turn, he's gonna have a big shield in his hand. He's going to have 6, 7. Okay, so this guy is 7. This guy is 6. That's 13 damage in his upcoming set of hands. He has 3 draws, so he can cycle one other. Ooh. 13. If I have my 5 shield, I can survive. But if he puts this straight into play, then that's 2 more, and I can't survive even with my shield. So I have to invest in killing that. And he did not have... Oh, that's really bad timing for him. He did not have his Cryptophist, but he does have his Data Heretic, probably, which means he's going to draw through it. And it's just going to be a thing. Yeah, I'm over here in Columbus. Fort Wayne's not all that far as the world goes. I used to go to school on the other side of Indiana in Terre Haute. I went to Rose-Hulman. I did get my 5 shield. There's a game here, fellas. And what could I possibly do with my hand? Depends on what I draw. If I got a Shadebound Sentry, I could maybe actually kill him. I don't know. I have a little bit of a shot. I'd swing this back to the 90% his favor. The fact that he's going to be able to fast play that Spore Cleric doesn't give me quite as much hope as I would hope to have. But maybe he'll waste time on my constructs. I've already played my Corvus, so he doesn't have to worry about that. Oh no, he'll go for the throat. It's too close. That 13 power I predicted, look, it's 13 power. What's his last draw? What'd you draw off the monk? I'm gonna live with 1 health. Don't be a blaster. Not the blaster. Not the blaster. It was a couple of crystals. Nope, there it is. I didn't know he had that many cards. Bye! Good luck in the rest, Steve, and I guess that's that. You better win this, Steve. I didn't even get into the money. Wait, didn't they say top 8 got money on this? Gonna go recheck what the event page said. So, the event page said there was 200, 100, 3rd and 4th get 50, 5th through 8 get 25. So I guess I'm probably getting, well, I am getting 25 in store credit. I made money off of this. Mind you, it was $13 and I have to use it in store credit, but that's perfectly fine. I can always find something good on that store. And I have tomorrow and the day after a couple more championships. I'll be streaming each of these, so you can look forward to me streaming all of the normal Ascension tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be putting it on a delay and playing via the computer with a nice quality, but I won't mess around with my display settings for covering up my hand most likely. I do like more live without the delay. Maybe I'll mess around with it and like do one of these display captures and then put the menu up and then do like, ha, I'll just put this screen over top so you can't see my hand while you take your turn. Actually, that's almost certainly what I'll do. That's what I was going to do with the screen sharing before it decided to not want to stably mirror to the computer. Alrighty. I assume Steve reported, or Glover watching went ahead and did it. Final results. Jesse went 4-0. Very nice, sir. You played a sloppy game against me, Jesse. It's my only complaint. Sloppy game. And then down here we've got the full breakdown. Sonny made it too. Awesome.